I don't talk about it very much. I don't even think any of the guys on the team even know. Just one of those things, being in the right place at the right time. We were playing Cedar, actually. And there was 5.6 seconds left, and we were actually up 2. They were at the free throw line. They made both free throws to tie it up, and 5.6 left. We inbound the ball. Cody Bundy gets it, dribbles down kind of about half court, and kind of zigzagging through, and I ended up being on the right wing, and he ended up passing it to me right at the buzzer, and I kind of took a long shot, and it went in. And it was just one of those experiences. It was just, you know, I mean, I can honestly say to this day it was probably the greatest thing that's ever happened. I mean, honestly, you know, I better not. Of course, getting married's right up there. I tell my wife that also, but honestly, I mean, you know, those are things you dream of, and ever since you're just a little kid, and it, you know, when it happened, it was awesome. It was just an amazing experience to then, that was the semifinal game, and then to go on and play for a state championship was amazing.
Fudd threw me the ball. He dribbled out of bounds, turned around, threw it back to me. That beat Cedar High School to get us into the state tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah, highlight of my entire life. My entire life has no meaning except for that one moment.
We'd finish a game and go to a dance. There was almost always a dance, as I remember, about after every game, and we'd swagger into the dance and be heroes. You know what? You can't beat that. What's better than that? That's what life's all about.
When that buzzer went off, it was like a feeling of euphoria that you just felt drained. You felt, you know, drained as well as invigorated. I mean, it was just indescribable to look at all the hard work you've gone through, all the practices, all the, you know, the comments that the coach makes, all the challenges, retributions that the coach does to you to try to pep you up and get you going. And it was all worth it.
And I remember this one time, like I said, I think it was Manti or Delta. So we had a good 3-4 hour drive, and I remember there was about 8 of us on the team that stayed up, and we formed a little circle on the benches, and we talked all the way home. And it wasn't, and we weren't joking around, we weren't talking about basketball, we were talking about those life lessons. We were talking about the gospel of Jesus Christ and experiences that we would have, and just more about life than basketball, and it kind of made that bond stronger between us, because we weren't just focused on the basketball side of things, as we were gaining knowledge into other people's lives. And I remember those conversations riding home.
Hey, it's the caravan.
Hey.
Well, I think we've done a lot more to prepare for this one than we did the last one, and I think we know a little bit more about them than we did before, so I think we're prepared.
I enjoy playing in the games, even though sometimes I don't get that much playing time. I'm just glad I do play and all. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to play.
Was that an air ball?
No, going in.
Oh.
imagine yourself playing in the game. And you think about the plays in your head. And, yeah.
Do you ever get nervous?
Yeah, it's a good thing though.
Confidence. Let's go! Let's go! Ready? Let's go! Let's go! Come on! Let's go! Here we go. One step at a time, don't be living on the line. I don't need a friend, I got more than on the mind. Sunshine.
With any road game, it's important that you stick together as a team. The Cedar City Redmen were ready, and they fed off of their home crowd. But Dixie didn't back down.
It's making me nervous, yeah. One step at a time, don't be living on the line. I don't need a friend, I got more than on the mind. Sunshine in my brain, making everyone complain. Radio in my heart, don't be being so strange. Think I'm losing it, baby, where have you been? Everybody says we can move it again. I don't wanna be right, baby, every single night. I can tell you a thing about taking your time. It's making me nervous, yeah.
With 17 seconds left in the game, Cedar executed. Coach Cuff rallied his team for one more set play. The Cedar foul sent Walker Swenson to the free throw line with just 3 seconds left to shoot a 1-and-1 for a chance to tie the game.
We spent all practice, varsity guys, all we do every day, practicing back what we did.
Hope it hurts a little bit. Hope it hurts a lot, actually. If it doesn't hurt a lot, then again, there's no passion or there's no desire to work harder. You know, we missed free throws throughout the game. You know, so we missed out on those opportunities there. So, you know, we could blame it on the end, but we're not. You know, the game's over.
Well, you know, like I've told a lot of people this too, and I'll always say this, when we hire coaches, we don't look for wins and losses. We hire men and women to help our kids develop into good citizens, first of all. So we look for coaches who exhibit that in terms of being good role models.
Coach Cuff, what I like about him is he's not afraid to get in your face. But he'll get in your face, but then he'll tell you did something good. So he'll back it up, which I like a lot. It's because most coaches, they'll get on you and they won't say anything good. They'll just take you out and say, you know, sit down. But he'll tell you what you did wrong and he'll put you right back in.
Being in the locker room with him, being at practices with him, and just seeing
the way that he reaches out to the kids, more than just a basketball coach, because I've also played with Cuff and I know that he's a phenomenal player, but the things that he talked about in the locker room and the way he reached out to these kids showed that, you know, he truly loves the players that he coaches.
Ryan is a very competitive coach. He eats, drinks, and sleeps basketball. And I see in Ryan similar things that I have noticed in myself as I've gone through the years coaching and playing. And sometimes you can get competitive enough, you might be removed from a basketball game. And so I have to say something about that. But I think Ryan absolutely understands the important things, not only in basketball, but in life. Teaches that, keeps it in its proper place, is good for kids. There's a lot of kids that aren't in our program that go to other schools that would love to play for Coach Cuff.
One of the team dinners, we played Snow Canyon, and I got a breakaway, and I was going in for a dunk, and I guess I just didn't jump because I put the ball in the front of the rim. And the next week when we had our team dinner, they happened to have that on loop. So we just watched it over and over and over again. Yeah, so we just got to see me breaking a dunk.
It's got like saline water.
What do you do? Are you serious? Okay, so this couple, like boyfriend girlfriend, like Kyle Hansen and Allie Cope, they go get on this cruise ship, and he plans on proposing to his wannabe lover or whatever. He's thinking about asking her, and he's looking at the ring by himself. He's a bit nervous. The chef comes out and cracks open the lobster, and guess what's inside the lobster?
The ring! No, no, no!
Paparazzi. I can't feel my knees on it. Why? Hey, let's go watch
We're gonna watch some film from the Pineview Desert Hills game. See what they're like. See how they're playing right now. So. Our coaches want us to do this because then it brings us closer as a team and like we get to know each other better.
It's way fun because they're I don't know how to say it, they're like that. They pretty hilarious and they teach me like a lot of good like basketball stuff. They also like teach me like more about life lessons. Yeah. Thank you.
Shut up and get in, it's cold! Go Dixie!
And I think part of it, his confidence builders didn't work. So now maybe he has to start with CBs again.
Second down and 7. And that's caught over the middle by Doug Jolley, another guy who you figured could have emerged maybe as a big hero. That's his first catch of the game, the rookie tight end.
I love playing in big games. In the NFL, I played best in big games, especially night games. I think I've always loved playing basketball more than football. Really? It's not even close. I love basketball. It's my favorite sport to play. The state championship of basketball, I think, was more fun for me to play in than the Super Bowl. Mainly because of basketball, but also, you know, basketball, everybody, the fans are on top of you. It's emotional. It's the flow of the game. Basketball is just different than football.
For the Flyers, it was do or die. They had an opportunity against the Snow Canyon Warriors to either win and take hold of a region championship or lose it all in one night. And with a loss, they would also be faced with the prospect of not going to the state playoffs.
Okay, I feel like we need to run a set than we can. I have confidence in that. But initially, we want to just get ourselves to the basket. Let them know, hey, we're here to play.
This crucial game was in the balance until Ryan Collins stepped in and changed all of that.
Region champions for sure. And the reason why it was such a high point is because when we started the season, as we set goals as a basketball team, that is what they wanted. Those are things I'll remember about each of these kids. Everyone has something special about them, and that's why we coach, is because they teach you something that reminds you that you need to still be a little bit better, and humbles you and makes you work harder and be better for them, and they deserve that.
I watched these young men play with a lot of heart this season. I never heard any complaining or foul language, and I never saw them play dirty. Their play and attitude reflected the Dixie spirit as they came together and maximized their potential out on the court. A great way to cap off 100 years at Dixie High School, and another chapter in a long tradition of excellence, playing hoops in the Hangar.
Let's shoot, buddy. I talk about anything. Bring it on.
When I was in Dixie High, are we on?
Yeah.
When I was at Dixie High School.
Do you have anything to say about the game?
What game?
The game tomorrow.
Oh, we're gonna win tomorrow. Yeah, my
You can't get that close. That's a violation.
I don't know that I can remember that.
You ready? Have you turned it on yet? What are you waiting for? Let's get this thing going.
What is going on in here?
I'm being interviewed for a drug bust.
We just got the 10-foot poster down off the wall and now you're interviewing him?
Just ignore her.
Thanks, baby. Meditating. But going into the state tournament.
You have a bunch?
This is fairies. Don't be putting that in my face.
What'd you do?
No, don't embarrass me.
I'm embarrassing you. Tell me about your injury. Is it an embarrassing injury?
No.
We were playing at the Burns Arena. I didn't see this, but they told me about it. I guess the ref made a bad call or something and he was freaking out. He started to run down the court, and at Burns there's like a ramp, a metal ramp.
Or what?
He was just running, just freaking out, you know, stomping his feet, he's just going down, he just trips and just broke his phone. He dropped his phone broke, and he just messed up his knee. And so like every time he plays at nights, he always ices his knee, and
I didn't know that.
it's just funny.
Well, Jimmer always reminded me of the way I played. Okay, no, just kidding.
I mean, I guess I'm not as old as Craig Booth to, you know, to know how it felt then, but